what's good, y'all? Fusion here, back in another video. And today, I want to do one of the things I've always wanted to talk about, and that is this guy, Russel Westbrook. Russel Westbrook. Well, the Lakers got him last in the summer. We got him from the Wizards. Um, and then the Wizards got him from the Rockets. And yeah, these past few years he's been around. He's definitely been around. And we had an unsuccessful season with the Rockets. And I actually did like Russell Westbrook when he played. Thank you. Sorry, that was my dog. She just handed me something. Anyway, I just don't understand, man. Like when he was playing with another big star, why doesn't it work now that he's playing with other big stars? He was playing with young Kevin Durant, so that may have been like the thing. He was younger and not as crazy as he is now. Or is it just Russell Westbrook isn't comfortable playing with these other players? I'm not sure what it is, but he needs to figure it out. 19.6 points a game, 7.9 rebounds, 8.1 assists. His past 3 or 4 seasons, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna go ahead and actually double check that. Were triple-double seasons. Triple-double seasons. You can come to a big-time franchise with the Los Angeles Lakers and have your stats go down. I can actually go ahead and check this right. No, I can't. I don't think. I'm gonna do a part 2 though. Don't you guys worry. But nah, man, you can't do that. You can't have your stats going down. No, just you can't. Ah, man. Let's get to his stats, man. Let's check out these stats. I'm not gonna check like as far as the full games go, so I accidentally hit that. But I want to check everything on his stats. Compared to his career stats. Points. He was averaging a little over 24 points because obviously it would go down if your points are obviously lower. So I'm going to estimate about 24 points, man. Maybe 25. Just maybe 25 points. That's like his average. And I do want to say a lot of these stats may be going down or up. Because, well, obviously, due to the stats changing this year, it would just change like his whole like career, obviously. But anyway, yeah. Fouls, personal fouls. He has been fouling so much. I have noticed that because I actually do watch a lot of like the games. Um, why is he fouling so much, man? And I feel like defensively, he's not doing what he's supposed to do. My bad, guys. Not doing what he's supposed to do on his man. Pause. Like last game against Brooklyn, he let Patty Mills drop 30 right on his head, 30 plus on his head. You can't be an elite. I don't care what anybody says. You can't be a elite player if you cannot play both sides of the court, in my opinion. Now that just goes from Fusion here. In my opinion, I can't put you in that elite, especially at the point guard position, because there's a lot of great players at the point guard position, and he's 6'3", so he could realistically guard some two guards because he is a stronger guy. Um, but against point guards, there's a lot of great and a lot of different styles of point guards right now in this league. Maybe not as much as back then, um, as far as like the 3-point shooting, and as well as the pure point guard like mentality as Chris Paul and the Steve Nashes. But there is still Chris Paul in this league who is still killing it with some people that we didn't know 2 years ago. But that's neither here nor there. I don't feel like doing no comparison between Russ and Chris Paul, but um, I will actually do a video on that at some point because I think it'll be fun. Anyway, back to his uh, garbage stats, man. Come on, man. Turnovers are up. Like, that does not make any sense. I don't think that makes any sense at all. And obviously, this may have been three turnovers, but it may still be four turnovers. Who knows? Um, Especially due to his last few seasons where he was somewhat like declining. Um, but you could also say, since he was playing in Oklahoma with really no other scorer, like consistent scorer on that team, he would have to have like the ball more in his hands. Um, and for played 35 minutes in his like career, that's quite a bit of time to have like the ball as a point guard, which I think that point guards do have the ball more, so they do tend to have more more tur- more turnovers than you say a power forward or center. Um, Now the only exception is maybe when Joel Embiid was healthy, um, or even back in the day with Shaquille O'Neal and not and yeah, with Shaquille O'Neal and prime Dwight Howard, for example. Um, so those may be the few exceptions, but as a point guard, you will most likely see higher turnover average than others. Um, just a fun fact. Sorry to flex that on you guys. Uh, but yeah, high turnover rate. Um, you know that he's averaging about 5 turnovers a game, so you know that he's had way more than five turnovers a game. Like way more, way more. He will be averaging more than five turnovers. Well, he'll have a lot more higher five or higher turnover rates than those of lower because of the crazy average there. So I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he needs to get back in the gym and get his handles tight, or he needs to watch more film or read more books to get his mental and his playmaking and his IQ up. But there is something that he needs to get back to doing because this is ridiculous, in my opinion. You can't just go from these other two franchises and play decent, but then go on this one, which is your biggest franchise of your career, which is arguably the biggest franchise in basketball, arguably the biggest franchise in all of sports. You can't do that, man. Like you can't do, and you're from Los Angeles area. You're a Cali guy. Nah, man, you can't do that. And with all that being said, those could just, be things like to say or whatever. But in my opinion, your stats should be up. And you're playing with LeBron. Um, and I'm gonna say, sometimes I do give LeBron a hard time, but as somebody who knows how great he is, some of those stats should go up or should go down. As far as maybe his points would go down, but so will his turnovers, and I think his assists would go up. Because of well passing to LeBron in the paint will be an easy, you know, free assist, as well as your steals and your blocks may go up as well because so LeBron does have that mind game type of feel. You know, you're just like, oh, I have to go by maybe the best player in my generation. That will definitely like mess up some players. So he could realistically get more steals or blocks playing with somebody like that. But that's neither here nor there. Um, his 3-point percentage still the same. I do notice sometimes he has been pretty crazy with getting comfortable with shooting that three. I don't know, man. That's pretty nuts in my opinion. Some games I'm just like, why? How many times are you gonna shoot the ball before you realize that you're just making houses with them bricks that you're doing? Like that doesn't make any sense to me sometimes. But anyway, the field goal percentage is up. He's not shooting the ball as much as he used to. So due to that and maybe getting easier buckets with playing with again LeBron James, then it's just like it's all right. It could be better. So he has high minutes as well. So and he's Russ. You know, I don't like trashing on good players or players in general because I know that they're people, but he's very durable. He's not very common. Well, he's not injured a lot. He's only had maybe one or two long-term injuries. And for someone who's been in the league for quite a while, that's good. Um, so I think he's a pretty good, like, he has one of the best point guard builds as far as height, weight, strength, and just overall, like, athleticness. He's the perfect everything you want with him as far as his body. Pause, of course. It's just everything else is just wrong. Like if Chris Paul had Russ's build, he would be the best point guard ever. Rajon Rondo, same thing. Um, I imagine if Steph Curry was, you know, Russell Westbrook build, he'd be the best, man. And it wouldn't even be close. It wouldn't even be close. Oh man, just talking about this dude makes me so mad. Just stuff he does is just stupid, you know? Just stupid. And it makes me mad because he can play. I know he can play. This dude is not a bad player at all. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, but he needs to fix it, man. He needs to fix it. Uh, Here's the breakdown of him yearly. Yeah, I did estimate that he has had way better seasons prior to him coming here. Um, in his three other teams in the last three seasons. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't, man. It just doesn't make sense. Ugh, just irritating. Cause, jeez, and I don't even know what he's thinking. I have no idea. Stuff should be easier for you here, especially because the past two seasons he was getting passed around, tossed from team to team. But in OKC, he has always been a good, sometimes great player. There were some things that he had to work on, but once he worked on them, he became a really like you could tell that this dude is gifted. There are certain things that he does and certain like decisions that he can do and will do that make him a savant, you know? Just a great player. But I haven't seen much of that. Like I was stating earlier, when you're playing with someone like LeBron, you're gonna be getting easier shots and things at some points, but at other times you will have to play harder because people will see you guys see the Lakers right now as a playoff game. And that's one thing that people don't understand when it comes to like basketball players, teams playing against certain teams and then playing hard, like playing like it's a playoff game and not just a regular season game. Because I'm sure everyone should know if you are a basketball like watcher or player or whatever. Prior to going to the playoffs, people do have a regular season like play style per se. Even like the coaches that they don't, you know, overdo their star player. They do try to hold back some of that. Um, so they don't play the hardest then, is what I'm really trying to say. Um, but it's just like, if this is what you're bringing during this time, man, you'll probably go to 21 points in the playoffs. And for those of you who don't know, with superstar players, just like I was stating earlier, their averages tend to go up, well, should go up during the playoffs because, well, they will be having more minutes and you will be willing to take more of those shots. Um, Knowing that as the superstar player, you would have to take more shots because you will realize that this is a very important game and you really can't pass it as much to 12 and, and 11 on the roster. So they'll be shooting way more. So they'll have way more points. But I don't know what Russ is going to do in the playoffs. If we make it to the playoffs. And that's a big if. Because street clothes Anthony Davis is so useless, man. Useless. But anyway, that's pretty much everything. Um, yeah, Russ, if you're watching this, which I don't know if you will, but you need to step it up. You're gonna need to step it up. Because you know LeBron James is not afraid to trade people. He'll just be like, I don't want him on the team, so get him out of here. So you need to step it up, brother. Because we actually do have two solid point guards still in the back. Rajon Rondo, Darren Collison. They will ship you out of here. And I don't want to see you go because I really do like you, just like I stated, man. I want to see you succeed, but do better. But anyway, that's about everything, man. Um, I may be dropping a part two. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace time.